Yorktown show. Good afternoon. I'm Art Lander, Special Projects Director for the Alliance for Safe Kids. It's with great pleasure that I introduce today's guest, Detective Brian Shanahan, President of the Yorktown Police Benevolent Association. I've had the privilege to have worked with Brian while at Yorktown PD and also as Director of the Alliance for Safe Kids Youth Court Program. Brian and the other members of the PBA volunteered many hours to help train our members in the youth court and to make it as successful a project that it has become. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Thanks, Art.
Would you do us a favor and give us a quick overview of your past and current positions in the department and the PBA?
Sure. I'm a 11-year veteran of the Yorktown Police Department. I started in the patrol division. From there, I moved on and became a school resource officer. I was assigned to the SRO at Yorktown High School for about 3 years. And from there, I got promoted to the detective position back in 2008, and I've been doing that since. I got involved with the PBA, Police Benevolent Association, when I first got hired as a Yorktown police officer. I was very interested, because it's beyond just a union, if you will. Yep. It is a big voluntary organization as well. We do a lot of work in town with many of our members, and I held the position of secretary, vice president, and then this year I became president of the PBA.
The PBA itself, I had the pleasure of being a member and a past president myself and for over 30 years there. And I know firsthand how the process works, but the general public most of the time doesn't really realize what the PBA is all about. And if I was to ask someone, I'd go out in the street and I'd ask someone, can you name me some of the organizations in the community that are helping with the community projects? I, of course, would hear the Rotary, the Alliance, the Elks, and of course, ASK. I might not hear about the PBA because I don't think it gets enough coverage, good coverage in the sense. Right. It is a unique type of organization. Maybe you can give a little overview of what it's kind of designed for, because it wears 3 different hats as far as I know. It's a benevolent association, a labor union, and a non-profit.
Correct. That is correct. We are a benevolent association which is comprised of all of the police officers that are either patrol officers, detectives, and sergeants in the Yorktown Police Department. A lot of people have a misconception that the PBA automatically is just a union and you deal with your union issues. That's a part of the whole idea of the PBA. Our big part, and a lot of things that we do for the PBA, is the voluntariness. We take part in almost every major event that takes place in the town of Yorktown. Every time there's a street fair, every time there is the Relay for Life, every time there is any major event that takes place in Yorktown, of course you're going to see police officers that are out there directing traffic and doing that part. What you don't necessarily see are the men and women that are wearing, usually we wear blue polo shirts and it says Yorktown Police Benevolent Association insignia on us. And that's where our members give back to the community and volunteer as much time as they can. And every member is expected to give back their time to take part in a lot of these events. We are a 501c3 as well, so we also donate financially where we can. We give away scholarships to seniors in both Yorktown and Lakeland high schools. We take part in many of the town events that involve the school districts. We try to make sure our members are a part of any of the volunteer things that go on in either school district. And on top of that, just outside of the big events that you see in town, it's the small things. So the coaching of a lot of the teams in town, both in YAC and SOAC. We have we have a couple professional lacrosse players that are police officers that also help and volunteer their time with the Yorktown lacrosse team. Our members, there's tremendous amount of time that they spend trying to be a part and give back to the community that they work in. And you have to remember, and a lot of people don't realize this, is that many of our members grew up in Yorktown, and continue to live here today, and now work here, and are very appreciative of what they have in this town and what they had growing up in this town, and give back every chance they get.
Yes, I just had the opportunity of the Alliance for Safe Kids to team up with the PBA at the Yorktown Community Day. And we had the distracted driving program that you guys helped us with, and you had your own exhibits there and stuff. And you are, I know for firsthand fact that you are at everything that we are involved with here.
Well, we work hand in hand with the Alliance for Safe Kids. In fact, when the Alliance first started, there was a number of different programs that were out there, in the town of Yorktown to help our youth. And when the Alliance started, I was initially a board member when the Alliance first started, and many of our members, our juvenile division of the police department, when they're not working and on off-duty hours, they contribute their time by attending many of the meetings, the coalition meetings and the community meetings, to really work hand in hand, because we know how important it is to have our youth safe and educated in this town. And it doesn't always happen when you're actually working. Sometimes, there are certain things that we're strapped for people and resources in Yorktown. Our members will do it on their own time because they know how important it is, and they know how important it is to work with ASK. So we take part in that. We take part in the youth court, which is a phenomenal program. I myself am an instructor. There's several other members of the department that come in at night when they're off duty and help instruct things with the youth court, which is a really great program that ASK has as well.
I don't think the general public knows that the amount of time that the PBA has helped us with the youth court. The training is 6 weeks long at the youth court program. And it's comprised of community members who work to instruct these children and youth on the correct way to run a court. They become the judge, they become the attorneys, the defense team, and all that. And one of the most exciting parts of it is when the police officers come in and they do the crime scene investigation, which we're going to be doing one very soon, which you have been a major part of, you and Detective Lewis. Because with all of the CSI programs and everything on TV, they all want to be forensic experts, and so we give them a taste of that, which is your forte, and the time that we spend on the actual investigation and learning how the paperwork and everything else, they learn quite a bit, and we're very, very thankful for that whole part of it. You are going to be at the Relay for Life. I know that's coming up on June 10th. Your team, in fact, you're going to be partnering up with us, and I don't know whether it's the Alliance will be there also. And,
sure. Yep.
Every year is a very big successful thing for your PBA, and
absolutely, we generally donate in upwards of $5,000 to the Relay, is based on all of our members that come down and help out with the sales and cooking up hot dogs and selling those and doing what we can to help out at the Relay, as well as having a team and donating to the team as well. We do a lot with our DARE program.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. The DARE program, having been an instructor of DARE for years, we relied on the goodness of the community for donations. And what has happened over the years is that the PBA has become the sponsor for the DARE program, which has been a wonderful thing. And through the donations that are made to the Yorktown PBA helps promote the DARE program, because it relies on funds that are coming in from the general public.
We know how important it is to keep our young people safe in this town, as does the Alliance for Safe Kids, and that's where we try to really work together. The DARE program is really important, where we come to educating our youth in the schools and having our DARE officer. And for years in Yorktown, even going back when the program began with yourself and Officer Vinnie Caparel starting DARE, that's all they had. That's the exposure that our youth in the community had to the police department, police officers, knowing that we will work hand in hand as a team.
Right.
And we've been very fortunate in this town to still have and create the school resource officer program. So now not only do we have a DARE officer to be able to get into both school districts, but now we have 4 school resource officers in both middle schools and both high schools, and that is just a tremendous success. And we try to support that as our PBA as well. We try to support those programs because we know how important it is, and they have been successful.
Yeah, they have. It's a really great program itself, and the school resource officer, you've done an excellent job as being a member of that. And with the 4 that are in there now, we rely a lot on you guys doing a good job out there, which you do at the schools. The PBA itself, as a benevolent association, which is one of the hats it wears, which is a unique thing, is that you take care of your own in the benevolent way. You have programs that you do with them. You have some scholarship money, I understand, probably for your guys, that some of the officers and stuff, if their kids go to college too, and you take care of them. What are some of the other things that you guys would?
Well, in these rough economic times as well, if officers need something, the brotherhood, if you will, of the police department, of the PBA, our PBA here in Yorktown, as well as working with other PBAs, to be supportive of programs or emergency situations that do happen from time to time. There are things that happen in other police departments where unfortunate medical events
Right.
happen. Children are constantly, unfortunately, suffering from cancer all
Yep.
over, and many police officers have the unfortunate set of circumstances that their children have had diagnosis with cancer, for example. And we'll get phone calls or letters from other police departments to say, hey, can you help us out financially or voluntarily? Can you come and help? We're going to do a fundraiser somewhere.
Right.
And we do. We'll make sure our members are out there, that they get the help that they need, whatever we can do financially to help out with things. We do that as well, to work together with the other police departments.
Yeah, we've had some tragic, losses of life here in the community over the last year or two, and you've always been part of the procession for the funeral processions and stuff like that, which is even for our own officers or
Yes.
officers who have been killed in the line of duty. Our motorcycle unit especially has been active in that, and the members do that on their own time, or if they do have to do it on time, they do. But this is part of what goes on with an organization.
Right.
That's a brotherhood.
And our members know. They step up. They do what we have to do to make things as comforting, as better as possible when we're in situations such as that. Some of the other tools, while you're on the subject and you talk about some of the issues with the drugs or whatnot, we have a canine unit in Yorktown. Our PBA also helps to finance some of that and help out those officers, as well as our motorcycle unit. We help to help outfit the uniforms and whatnot with the motorcycle unit because of money constraints with the town as well.
Right.
So we do what we can to continue having a really proactive police department and work from that angle as well with the community to volunteer our time, as all our members do.
How many members are there currently in the PBA?
Currently, right now, we have 52 members
Yep.
in the PBA, and again, those are the officers that are police officers, sergeants, and detectives. That's a part of our PBA. The lieutenants and the chief of police would be a part of another group, if you will.
Did you, the members of the PBA, they're all sworn police officers, and you have no civilians in this?
Correct, that's correct.
So that there's no, you don't have it.
Correct.
And I know that we do have retired officers who are members of the PBA still get together, and we still try to help out too with what was going on.
And that's another thing that we do, that our executive board does as well, is that they administer the benefits or whatnot for retired members, for dental and eyesight and whatnot. We deal with those all those medical issues too. We help out all the retired members and help distribute their benefits.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on. I think people they only see what's in the newspaper, and it may not be the best information about it. The PBA is a very, very unique individuals and organization here in the community. Are there some projects coming up in the future for the PBA maybe to be involved with?
I think the biggest thing that we deal with a lot is the relay. Now that's coming up,
Yep.
the Relay for Life is
Yep.
huge. I think that's a great program, and I think everybody should get out there and help to do whatever they can. If they can do it financially, if they can do it time-wise, they should get out there and help out with the relay, because it really does become a great success. And we love to be a big part of that, as well as in town here.
How much money did you raise last year for the relay? I know it was,
Last year, I think we were in excess of $5,000
for
that we raised, and that was more than half of our members that came out on their own time.
Right.
Out there, collecting and barbecuing and helping out and making, selling some food. So
Yeah, it's quite a day, and I hope that the general public can take advantage of it. And please be there on June 10th,
I hope
because
so.
It is a great event. It is a real community-based event that everybody's there, and you get to see the whole thing. So, do you have a website where people can either send questions or donations, and probably DARE or whatever?
Sure. We have the yorktownpd.org. You can do it all lowercase, yorktownpd.org. And we have a link for the PBA right through the yorktownpd.org site. We also have our mailing. If anybody was interested in donations for DARE, address it to the Yorktown PBA, and that's at P.O. Box 178 in Yorktown, New York 10598. Okay,
so that's good information. The makeup of the PBA itself, of the membership of the PBA, it's just the patrolmen and detectives
and
sergeants.
Correct.
Okay, and so there's another organization that's for the officers that are leaders or
correct.
Chief.
They have a seniors officers association, but because they're so limited, because there's only 3 or 4 of them that are in there, they do have to continue to help out because they know they were part of the PBA as well prior to being promoted at one point. So you even see them down there in their shorts and T-shirts helping out on their free
absolutely.
time. And they volunteer tremendously as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I give them kudos on that. They're the two lieutenants, Rich Mallon and Bobby Noble, and the chief
Kevin
himself,
Cervello.
and Kevin.
Yep.
Cervello, they're always there and helping out too. I noticed that too. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I appreciate your time today because again, there's a big misconception sometimes that it's just a union and that's all we do, and it really is so much more to it. And it's hard to pinpoint hours. There's thousands of hours that our members put in of their own time to help out with this community.
I can tell you personally, that from my own knowledge and of course what goes on every day with the PBA, it's a lot of work. It's as you mentioned, labor relations, there's a lot of things that go on, and just the knowledge that you have to learn about labor relations, with the job itself as president. There's a lot of time to put in. How many hours a week do you put in? I don't even want, I can imagine the numbers, right?
I had to turn my phone off coming in here because it was ringing as I was coming in.
No,
there's a lot of hours to put in, but that's part of the responsibility of taking it. And I think, I like the job, I like the people I work with, I like this union, and we do our best to really help with this community. This is a wonderful community, so we do our part.
No, it's a great place to live, and it's really coming together on a lot of issues that impact all of us, not only just our children, but impact the adults. One of the things that you and I both have been involved with, which is really a great thing, and we may be going again, is to the National Liquor Police Officers Training. This year it's in Orlando, Florida, and the PBA and the police department were helping us with that. We've done presentations. You and I have been to Orlando, that's Miami.
Both financially and just time-wise. Yeah, absolutely. I spent several days with you on my own time, and it was actually really great because it got Alliance for Safe Kids out there. It was an international conference. We got some great ideas. It was great networking that took place with people nationwide that all came down. We were at the one conference in Orlando, one in Miami. Hopefully we continue to take part in those things, and it's great for us too because it helps us also the safe aspect, not only the drugs that we see so much impacting things in town here, but the internet and the social network and all those things that we can help to get those messages out and the safe uses of those.
I tell you what, we've seen a lot of changes, changing the norm, as they say, for the underage drinking issues here. The police department has stepped up to the plate, and also the officer.
As the Alliance.
For the purpose of educating and also enforcing the two E's, as we call it, enforcing and educating with underage drinking. And you guys have worked marvelous with that. It's just a lot of things, the good things that are going on, and it's important that people know what exactly the real story is on things here with the.
And I appreciate that. Yeah, no, we again, whatever support you need, and again, our members are there to help out with the Alliance. Wonderful programs. You have, your Neighborhood Watch, which is another great program. I see you have some
we do. We
there.
Actually were able to, we have the, there we go, Neighborhood Watch sign. Got it?
Yep.
There you are.
That looks good. Again, another great program that helps get the community involved. And again, from a PBA standpoint where we are, the majority of our members are community members. They're tax-paying payers here. They love this community, and they grew up here and stayed here.
With this program now, we're reaching out in the community with the members of your PBA and also with the police to meet with them and get them to understand what the Neighborhood Watch program is. And it's been...
Which is great. One of the best messages that we have, one of the best sayings that's out there, and you see it flashing in front of the police department, is if you see something, say something.
Absolutely.
And that's huge. That is really huge in this town.
And you have a tips line. Actually, there is a line that's for the police department, at the tips line, and we've put it on all of our paperwork and stuff.
Yep.
962 tips.
Yep. 962 tips is a confidential tips line that we have at the police department. It's again 962 TIPS. And it is confidential, and it comes in on a line. It's a recorded line that comes in on like an answering machine kind of thing. So you don't have to leave your name, but any information that you have that you think is beneficial, we will follow up on and do what we have to do.
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
It's 962 TIPS, TIPS. 962 TIPS is our confidential tips line. And as always, our regular phone number as well is 962-4141 for the Yorktown Police Department. It's 962-4141. Which is not get you right to the police department, and everybody's got voicemail up there, so if you want to reach somebody in particular, especially anybody in the juvenile unit, or myself, you can gladly do that too.
Now, a lot of people probably, just a topic here, you work in the Detective Bureau, and
Correct.
you've been assigned there. How many years have you been there now?
Since '08, so almost 3 years.
Yeah. You're busy.
Very busy.
Very busy. I mean, I don't think the general public really realizes the volume of work that goes through your office, and also through the guys on the street too.
No, it's very busy, and that's again where we ask our members as a union to step up, and that's part of it. Works hand in hand. That's one thing. It's a misconception too. It's just a labor union kind of thing where it's whatever contracts or whatnot that we're dealing with.
Right.
We also work from a standpoint where we tell our members, hey, we need to step up. This is what's going on in town. Let's deal with that. And everybody across this nation is feeling the hit to the wallet. We know that there's financial constraints. So we as a police department are also working with more with less as best we can.
Right.
My caseload's piled up, but we do what we got to do because we know that this community is important to us. And you'll see. You see that our members out there doing out there on their own time when they can to help out with the community, and also working extra hard right now in the police department because they know that there's a job that has to get done.
Right. Yeah. It is a busy place up there, and I know that there's a lot that goes on, and I'm sure that I know for us, we're very happy and very proud of all the work that you people are doing up there as an organization.
Well, I think it's wonderful too, this program for the Alliance for Safe Kids, because this really allows us to go work hand in hand with a community-based organization that we can really get to the youth. Like I had touched on earlier, we have our police officers in their uniforms in schools doing the DARE and doing the school resource officer, but here we are with the community outside of the school districts as well, working with them, but being able to have a group like ASK is just phenomenal, and it's such a benefit to this community.
Yeah, we've been able to do a lot in the last couple of years, and that's not just because of us, it's because of everyone who's involved in our community.
It's a group effort.
Our partnership with the Lions and with the Rotary and the Elks and all of those things, and
Absolutely.
the Chamber of Commerce especially.
Absolutely.
They all help us out, and that's what makes a community.
Right.
And I think that this community has grown a lot in that direction. I mean, we have our street fair now. And you're a part of that
incredible.
too. Yeah, but the street fair that comes up in October. You have been part of the Taste of Yorktown, which this year will be October 1st. And we're going to be having it, hopefully, at the Yorktown Fire Department parade grounds.
Right.
It's just bringing everyone together and enjoying and seeing what's going on.
That's what's very important. You see the changes. I grew up in this town.
Yes, you did. That's right.
30 plus years in this town. I've seen the changes go on.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see and see the changes and work with this, be a part of where I am now.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason I took the position of president of the PBA, but also to get our message out there. And I appreciate this venue to do that as well, to know that, again, we're just as big a voluntary organization as is, the Lions and the Chamber people and, Rotary. There's a ton of different wonderful organizations in this town. And it's great to work with all of them and have them all work together too.
I think that was the message today that we wanted to convey to our audience, was that, that there's more to the picture of the PBA than just one aspect.
Absolutely.
I think there's quite a bit that goes on, and I'm sure the public realizes that, and and I know they support the PBA and the police
We have
department.
tremendous, not only just
Absolutely.
financial, we have tremendous moral support from the town people.
Yeah. Okay. That's very evident. We see it. And it was a very nice thing that you have your first female sergeant now.
History making in the town of Yorktown, which is wonderful.
Yeah, she's
Officer Vicinenza started. She was a school resource officer, got promoted to sergeant. She's going to be very successful at what she does there.
Yeah.
She was successful at the school resource officer level,
Yeah.
so we're very proud of her.
Yeah, no, it's an inroad, and it's very good. And you had the awards the other night downtown for your members of the organization,
Which is a wonderful part too.
Yeah, that was good. And you were a recipient of, if I remember correctly.
They might have made a mistake.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
No, but that's nice programs like that too, and you see our
absolutely.
members out there too. You see a bunch of our members out there on their time to support each other, and that's what it's about. We're hardworking employees of the town of Yorktown.
Absolutely.
We work as hard as all the other members of the Yorktown workforce, and many of the people live here. So we want to make this community as important it is to us as it is to everyone else.
Yeah, I think over the years the public relations aspect of being law enforcement in the size of our community or the makeup of our community is very important. It helps to build inroads with us. not only with AS but with the police department. And
absolutely.
People should know what you do and how you do it, and what you're all about. It's not what they see on TV. I can tell you that.
Exactly.
You know that.
I'm still waiting for DNA results from the lab from 6 months ago.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be seeing anything quick. In any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's and every PBA in every town, the police department has the same things. It's
Absolutely.
I mean, we all go to conferences and we met with the PBAs all around the country. And so it's a good thing, and I'm very happy today to have this opportunity to have you here today and to do a little education and a little questions about the wonderful things that you've been doing and what you continue to do in our community in the past year, and I'd also like to thank personally the past and present members, who
absolutely, absolutely. We've had many wonderful people that have walked through our doors at the police department and have retired and are still members of our union,
right.
And members of the PBA.
Right.
I think we are very lucky in this community to have really successful, good people that have been here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And great leaders in our union as well. I'd like to thank them, because without them, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah, it's been a bit of the history of it has been for quite a while. I mean, it's 25, 30, 35, 40 years. Yeah. 40, at least 40
sure.
years it's been in. And on behalf of the Alliance for Safe Kids, of course, I want to thank the PBA for all of their support to not only our organization but to all the organizations in the community that they come out and help every year with. And like I said, we just don't want to forget that the Relay for Life is coming up.
Absolutely, that's such a big thing. June 10th, yeah. Relay for Life. Absolutely, we got to get a lot of people out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about the Relay for a second. It's not just food you're there.
No, we actually have a team. The Yorktown PBA has a team that walks for the relay itself.
Right.
We raise money. We have stuff on our own website that we reach out to all of our family and friends, and we try to raise money for the American Cancer Society as well to add to that. I just came back from a relay in Port St. Lucie, Florida, for my nephew who had passed. Yep. Came back with some great ideas that we're going to use as well to try to help raise some money here in Yorktown. And I think it's a phenomenal program. I myself am a survivor. And several other of our members are cancer survivors. So we take very big pride in being a part of the Relay for Life here in Yorktown. I think everybody should get out there, help out as best they can. June 10th.
Every year we have a great turnout, and hopefully this year will even be a lot more. And weather permitting, even the bad weather, we've had some great turnouts and stuff. And but really the amount of fellas that come down and ladies from the PBA that are there. So, and I just asked the general public, if you're out and you're at the relay, you want to stop by and see Brian or any of the members of the PBA, or the chief will probably be there.
Yep,
our lieutenants will be there. Everybody will be there. Stop in, say hello, wish them well, get a hot dog or a hamburger, help carry.
All the proceeds go right back to the relay.
That's right. So that's what we're looking forward to doing. And. Thank you so much for coming today.
No problem, Mark. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching the program, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you next week on the Ask Around Yorktown.
It's a long road for you and me. It's a long road that I can see. How does it feel when you find out